Hi, this is John at Lancaster Archery Supply with a brand new riser from Hoyt for 2020. It's an exciting day here because to help me introduce this riser to you, I have from Chula Vista, Mackenzie Brown. Mackenzie Brown is a U.S. Olympian, national champion, multiple-time world medal winner. So it's an honor to have her here in the studio and a great asset to me to help describe to you the brand new Hoyt Formula Xi Riser for 2020. Mackenzie, looking at this riser, I see a lot that's the same, and I see some things that are strikingly different. Touching on what's the same, the grip is the same. This is something that Hoyt started last year. Two great grips. They're kind of a textured plastic grip, one black, one white. They're sending two, which I love. Why is two grips valuable?
Two is really nice just in case you want to modify one, especially if you modify one and then don't like what comes out, you have another one to work with. But the other thing that I like is if I want to switch up my color scheme and shoot a white grip. The only thing about the white grip is it tends to get a little dirtier than a black grip that you can see at least. So
similar, grip's the same. The design, the cutouts look very similar to me. It has the cutouts for the factor weights, so you can kind of balance the bow the way you prefer. How do you use the factor weights to get the effect that you prefer?
I personally don't use the factor weights, but I have a couple of teammates who do every now and then. I personally would probably put just one in the top, just because I prefer for my bow to fall forward pretty quick after the shot, just to make sure that I create the path of least resistance for the arrow.
Right, got it. So tunability there, same as last year. Same with the Vertitude. The Vertitude plate is 3 different clicker plates that allow us to change the height of our cushion plunger. You've got a high, mid, and a low. How do you use those plates, and what do you find advantageous about the plates?
So it does change a little bit of the geometry, moving up and down just a hair. I use the middle plate. I think that I've found that that's the most forgiving for me, as well as easy to tune. I definitely recommend trying it out, tuning, and seeing what works best for you. But I think overall it's just up to you to decide.
Right. Tunability, accuracy, all things we can gain from that type of adjustability. Now, that's what's similar to the design from last year or the previous model of the Formula Riser. But the Formula Xi starts to begin to change radically when I look at the hardware that's in the pockets. Limb bolts and the dovetail pocket. The dovetail, as you know, and you've used Hoyt for a long time, so they used a dowel system that used shims to adjust the lateral limb adjustment. Last year they changed to a system that uses opposing set screws, and I also see a change to the limb bolt. Can you describe these changes and what you think is better about the brand new riser?
Yeah, so we look at the bolt first. It's got the nice phrase on there, the bows of champions. I really like that, but the internal workings are the really important part. So previously we've had an expanding bolt for the tiller bolt. You had a screw that went in and expanded the threads of the tiller bolt that caused the bolt to stay in place. And now it is a more simpler design. You've got a bolt that sits flat against a set screw. I prefer this method just because it's easier to cinch down and make sure that nothing moves, and it's just a really solid feel on the shot. So that's a good change from the tiller bolts. Moving on to the adjustments, like you said, we moved to a sliding system with 2 set screws versus a shim system on a dowel. I prefer the system just because it's way more accurate. When you look at when you're lining up a bow, it's really easy just to bump your Allen keys a little bit and get the adjustment that you're looking for. The downfall of a shim system is that you're limited to the amount of shims that you can use. You're limited to the size of the shim that you can find, and that takes this system takes that out of the picture. So
sometimes we were aligned just to the right of the stabilizer, and you adjusted a half shim, and now it bumped you across to just left of center of the stabilizer. So this system is infinitely adjustable, and you kind of fill that gap and get perfect alignment instead of almost perfect alignment. Speaking of alignment, what's nice about this system is it seems to be designed to adjust while the bow is braced. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so before with the shim system, it was safer to take the bow apart, unstring it, and then to do your adjustments with the shims. Now it's actually better to align your bow with your bow strung, which makes it so much quicker to handle and to get everything just right. So I think that that's something really important to make sure that if you feel comfortable with it, aligning your bow while it's strung is the best way to do this.
Okay. And speaking of aligning, I see we still haven't completely gotten away from shims. We've got these shims that can go under the pivot point on the left and right side. Do you use those, and how do you use those?
I do. So we put these under the rockers here, and that is just to adjust for limb tip alignment. So when you look at your limbs as your bow is strung, your limb tip has a tendency to be to one side or the other. If it's not a big deal. That's really good. But sometimes just with manufacturing, you get just a tiny bit of adjustment with the limb tip. So we've got the plates where you can put shims underneath just to adjust that so your limb tracks straight up and down. Got it.
Now, the final change, and what I've been focused on since I took this out of the box, is something called STT. I can see 2 screws on either side of the dovetail slot here. Radical change. I've seen a lot of recurve bow risers. I've never seen anything like this, and this is, to me, strikes me as one of the most unique things of the 2020 Hoyt Xi riser. Tell me what the STT means and how we can use that.
Yeah, so it is string tension technology. So when you move these rocker plates forward or backwards, you're going to have a difference in feel in the last portion of your shot. So if you like a stiffer feel right as you're going through your clicker, you want to put it in the first position, which is the furthest away from the tiller bolt. And then you've got a second and third option as well. So the closer you go to the tiller bolt with the rockers, the softer the feel is going to be right there at the clicker.
Got it. Mackenzie, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming in to help us describe the new Hoyt products. Can't wait to see you shooting this year. And for you guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button at the bottom and subscribe to our YouTube page. Also, hit that little bell down there. That bell is going to give you a notification when we create videos like this in the future. Also, as always, if you have questions about the new Hoyt products, call and talk with our tech experts or see us at lancasterarchery.com.